Assalamu alaikum Nazreen, I hate red pill content. I'm not really sure if I'm saying anything new here, but so many dudes on here have trapped themselves in this stupid little self-aggrandizing Sigma grind set fantasy, all in the hopes of trying to attain this one unattainable goal of becoming a high-value man. If somehow they wake up early, make enough money, spend enough money, get shredded enough, looks max enough, start content creation, eat steak and avocado eggs off of a cutting board for every meal, and just get this one B2B SaaS AI note-taking startup to get up off the ground, oh man, they'll be drowning in money, women, all their childhood bullies are gonna work for them, and they'll just be this badass, lone wolf, super rich, super successful, epic, Sigma, high-value. Does nobody see the problem here? Look at what is being marketed to you here as success, money, attention, validation. This specific brand of masculinity is just insecurity dressed up as power. It's completely toxic, unsustainable, materialistic, and serves nothing but your own fragile ego. Guys, I promise you, there's nothing wrong with going to college and getting a 9 to 5. And please keep in mind, working towards a better life for yourself and developing an entrepreneurial mindset, these are not at all bad aspirations to have on their own. Absolutely, hit the gym, start that business, get that bag, king. But this motivation should never come from a place of spite or impressing people or like this is what you have to do otherwise you failed as a man. That is a grade A Michelin star recipe for becoming angry and bitter at the world. And speaking of angry and bitter, you know what's hilarious? The absolutely ridiculous assumptions these influencers make about women.
Focus on yourself, King. These women are all distractions. They only want you for your money.
Gang, look at you. What money? I swear, you'll see grown-ass men parroting these talking points as if their mothers weren't the ones that clothed and fed them and worked 2 jobs to keep them afloat. Even today, did you guys know that women are actually much more likely to pursue higher education than men? And yet, they act as if the only kinds of women that apparently exist now are OnlyFans models and gold diggers from Miami. And you know what? Let's act like that's true for a sec. Why then would you depict having a bunch of women fawning over you for your wealth as a metric for success? And then they have the audacity to be like, oh, it's so hard
to find a good woman these days.
You idiot! Look at where you're looking. If you hang around an Osmos 24/7, don't be surprised if all you ever see is garbage food. What's worse is that the young, impressionable followers of these alpha male influencers don't even have a chance. Most of them are just kids who have never had any experience getting to know any real women, so their only frame of reference is... But when people say the male loneliness epidemic is self-inflicted, I think this kind of stuff is what they mean. Because who is telling you to wake up at 4 a.m. and just dunk your face in ice cold water? How is that conducive to you making 6 figures? Bro, go talk to some people, make some friends! When you do stuff like this, giving into this hyper-masculine 24/7 hustle culture, you're not actually interacting with the world, you're not building any useful life skills, you're living a fantasy. Spending all day journaling, working out, eating healthy, that's all great, but what is it for? Because when you're shutting yourself out from the world like this, you're not building any social skills, you're not shouldering any responsibility, and you're not letting yourself get challenged by other people. You're too busy just worshipping your own self-image. You are LARPing as someone who's worth a damn. Have things gotten worse? I feel like they weren't this bad before. These kids are growing up on TikTok and racist Instagram Reels comment sections and consuming mass quantities of this alpha male garbage. It's creating a culture that defines and measures success by having money, clout, a huge roster of girls, and the like. Basically, a whole bunch of noise to fulfill your worldly desires. Why do you need more money? So that you can go out and buy expensive things to flaunt to everyone beneath you. Why not just one girl? Because powerful men can feed their desires whenever they want and don't need to commit to anything. Because apparently real men don't need to control their impulses. What's important is that they have the means to satisfy them whenever they want. Consume, 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 spend, 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 LARP, 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 sahur. And like I said, this is such an easy trap to fall into when you're young. Which is why I say that it is so important for guys to actually have good male role models so that they can see and emulate the kind of behavior that a well-adjusted man should have. It is insane that this has to be spelled out in the big, grand, enormous 2026. But women are not status symbols or objects to be lusted after. Lower your gaze. And the men that are actually high value do take care of themselves. And they do hustle. But it's not for their own ego. It's because they want to be at their best for the people around them. A high-value man can take on responsibilities for others because he is reliable and people are able to comfortably depend on him. And I can guarantee you, none of these self-mythologizing, self-help influencers have enough time to think about anyone but themselves. The minute that that check stops clearing, you can bet that their loyalties are already somewhere else. But that's just it. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're a loser, then there's no amount of money, success, or power on planet Earth that can change that. But a man who is patient, present, and provides, he is worth more than any Bugatti.
Next time your girlfriend says, let's go movies. No!
No movies!
I'm locked in. I'm in the trenches.
I'm getting rich. Stand by me
And enjoy the fruits of my labor.
or be gone.